Hi everyone and welcome to a new video on the CBI channel. In this Django for Beginners tutorial series, we're creating a blog-style website using Python Django that allows users to create, edit, and delete posts, but also to sign in, sign out, and view their own blog posts. Now, this will be the fifth video in this series. We've already done four before, covering an introduction of what Django is, the initial setup of our Django application, working with the database attached to our application, and we've also created some HTML pages and enabled page navigation. And at the moment, our application looks like this, where we have a home page and also a blog post page, and we can go from page to page using these links. Now, of course, we want to make this look much better like the example we've seen before. And a first step to do that is to apply some styling. That is what we will be doing today, because we're going to use CSS to make our pages look a little bit better. And we'll do that through 5 different steps. First, I'm going to start with an explanation of what CSS is and what it actually does. Then we're going to add a CSS file to our Django project, and we're going to make sure that some styling is already being applied to our project. After that is all complete, we're going to add some styling to some elements on our pages. And as the last step, we're going to already do some preparation for creating the navigation menu. So let's start with a basic explanation of what CSS actually is. So in the last videos, we've already experimented with URLs, views, and HTML templates. And in the HTML template, we are able to display content to the user by creating different elements and showing data on that page. Now, what CSS does, which means Cascading Style Sheets, it is going to define the styling of different objects that we define in the HTML template. And that allows us to set certain widths, heights, colors, effects, but for example, also typography. So as an example, on our home.html page, we've got a div that says welcome to the homepage, which currently looks like this. By using CSS, we can determine the colors of the text, the width of this total block, and also other styling elements to make it look a little bit better. Now you will notice that currently we don't have any file where we can define this styling. So the first step is to add a new CSS file, which is going to enable us to write styling for our application. So what we will do is inside of our posts folder that we currently have our templates in as well, we're going to be creating a new folder and we're going to be calling that static. Now inside of this static folder, we're going to be adding a new folder and we're going to be calling that posts. And this is exactly the same as what we did for our templates, where we need to have the name of the folder above it as another layer right here. Now what we can do next is create a file in this location, and I'm going to be calling that main.css. Now you can give this any name that you would like, but the typical names are main or index.css. And in this file, we're going to type all different kinds of code to apply styling to the elements on our other HTML pages. Now, before that will work, we actually need to apply it and make sure that there's a connection. Now, before that will actually work, we need to make another change because we need to enable it on all of these HTML pages. Currently, we just have a separate file called main.css and separate HTML files in our templates. And somehow we need to let our templates know that they need to look at the main.css file and apply the styling that we define there on all of those pages. Now, the perfect place to load this static file and make sure that it's being used by all of the different HTML files is the base.html file. Because in one of the previous videos, I explained that we extend this file into all the other HTML files. So if I apply something here, it will be applied everywhere. So what we're going to be doing in our base.html file is we're going to load our main.css file so that everything is applied in this file and then also in the other files below it. To do that, we're going to go to the header section of this file. And in there, we can add a link which loads our main.css file. So I'm going to type link, and we're going to set rel equal to style sheet. And then next to it, you can already see it right here. We need to add the link of our main.css file in this file. So we can say that href is going to be equal to, and then we do some squarely brackets. We do 2 times the percentage sign, and we can say static, and that is equal to the posts slash main.css. because our CSS file is located in posts and then slash main.css. And then we also need to do a final symbol right here. And as a last step, we can close off the link like this. So now we have made the connection of the static file to the base.html file. Now the last thing that we also need to do is on top of this file, we need to load static. So we need to make sure that everything is loaded into this file. So we can do some squarely brackets in here, 2 times the percentage sign, and then say load static. And that is going to load all of the things from the static file into this page. And that is all that we need to do to make sure that the static file is correctly loaded and that we can now use it across all of the HTML files that extend the base.html. So let's now test if that actually works. Now, one of the things that I always like to do is make sure that the font is being changed across the entire application. Because what you can see if we go to the page is that this is kind of a Times New Roman font, and I don't think it looks that nice. So the first thing that we can do is apply a styling across our entire application that uses another font. So to do that, we need to grab one of these elements that we defined in our base.html file, which covers all of the code below it. Now, what we can actually check, if I do right click and I inspect this page, you can see that we also see those elements here. And it appears that the HTML tag is wrapping around our entire application. So if I say in my app that everything in HTML needs to have a certain font size, then it will work for everything below it. So let's try that out. So in the main.css file, we can say HTML and then do 2 times the squarely brackets. And if you now hover over it, you can see that it targets the HTML tag. So it should format that correctly. Now to change the font, we can do font family. And we can say that the font family is going to be Arial Helvetica Sans Serif. And when we now go to our actual application, it looks like it didn't really work. And if I inspect it and go to the console, it says that it cannot find our static file. Now, I've taken a look, and that is because I actually put it in the wrong folder. Because if I select static, I get the file, but if I select posts, then I don't. So I need to put it in the posts folder instead of the static folder. So I'm just going to paste this in the posts folder. And now let's make sure that we check again. Now, after a restart of our server, it actually works, and you can see that the typography has changed. So our CSS files now seems to correctly apply the styling to our entirety of our application. Now in our next video, we're going to define all of the details of our navigation menu, including links and all of the stuff there. But what we can already do is make sure that on the top we have a designated bar available that has some nice styling, so that we at least get the feeling that there's something there. So let's write some code to make that happen. Now we're going to write that code in our base.html file because we want that bar to be applied on all of the pages that extend it. Now, right after the start of the body, we're going to be defining a new element called nav because we want to create a navbar. Now, currently, we can just type some text that says, "This is my navbar." And if we save this and we go to our application and refresh this, you can see that we just have some text that says this is my navbar. Now, of course, we want to apply some styling because we want this box to have a certain color. We want this to be around this height, the full width, and make sure that this stuff is all below it. So what we can do to achieve that is first of all, give this navbar something that makes it unique so that we can then apply styling to it through the main.css file. Now, the best way to do that is to give it a class. So I can say that class is equal to navbar. So now this piece of code is recognized under the name navbar. And I can go into the main.css file and define styling that is going to be applied to navbar. Now you will also see this change being applied if we do inspect and I click on this nice arrow and we click on this specific thing. You can see that it also recognizes this class as navbar. So what we do to format a class in our main.css file is we can do a dot and then say navbar. And if we hover over it, we can now see that it recognizes the class of Navbar as this styling element. So let's do some easy styling right now. We can say that the width is 100%. I'm also going to say that the height is going to be around 80 pixels, which is a unit of height, which just defines how high it's going to be. And we can give it a nice background. And that background is going to have a specific color code that I've already looked up. And that's going to be hashtag 020256. And if we now save this and we go back to our page and refresh it, you will notice that it now becomes a nice looking bluish bar that stays on the top here and says this is my navbar. Now to give you some more context of what is happening here. To define widths and heights, you're able to use something called pixels or percentages. So if I want to have full width, I can do 100%. Or I can also say I want to have like 1200 pixels, which will also be around the same thing. Same goes for height. I can give it a percentage of the screen that needs to have a certain height, but it can also do pixels. And here, if I just increase it to 120, you will see that if I refresh this page, it will just become bigger. So you can kind of see for yourself what works. But let's for now put it back to 80. For colors, you notice that it uses codes to determine the color. Now, once you've entered a code, you can also just go here and play around and even select something completely different. But I'm just going to keep it with the blue. Now, if you Google for color codes, you will also just find a lot of different codes that you can use. You can either just go to websites and generate different colors and get the codes. Now, there are different ways that those codes can be pasted into the main.css file. You can use this code right here, so a hashtag and then the actual code, which is also what we did right here. But you can also use something called RGB, which is another way to define the same thing. So if I copy over this RGB thing, and I would just go in here and now say that background is equal to RGB, and then it will ask us codes for 3 different sections. So I can just paste in that I want to have the RGB that has like 189, 54, and 26. And let's just forget the color code we have right now. If I now go to our code and refresh it, it will get the color that is defined here. So there are different ways to define the colors. Now it can also even be as simple as saying that I want to have red, and it will also just do that. It will just go and make this red. So there are different ways that you can format it using the main.css file. But for now, I'm going to keep it like this with our background defined in a hashtag color code. Now, what we do notice right now is that our text is not that visible, so we can change that in later videos. But also there's a slight border around the bar that you see right here. So if we inspect this, we can actually see what causes that. So I can go to this pointer thing, and you notice that there's a slight border in the body because that becomes orange. So we can easily get rid of that by applying some styling to body. So we can go to the main.css file again, and in there say body, because that will target the entire body. And then we can say that the margin needs to be 0. And we can also set the padding equal to 0. And if we now save this and go back and refresh it, you notice that those borders are now gone. So this also seems to work just fine. So now we have a very basic understanding of CSS and we've applied it to our project. And that is actually all we're going to be doing for today. Now in the next video, we're going to continue and also with the styling because we're going to create a navigation menu here. And we will have a nice image and different links so that we can go to different pages. I want to thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.